Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's Michelle Ochoa with Divinely Genuine, here to remind you that we are all authentic, and you can see this in astrology. You're not going to get this from the current society that we're leaving of do it like this and 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 totally neglect the natural energy and soul that you are. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's common sense, really. And so, thankfully, we're living in these times where astrology is becoming more and more popular. People are waking up to it. It's not as suppressed. And so, I do apologize that the daily that I've been doing is late today, but sometimes you just have to flow with, one of those Labradoodle puppies. God, those things are so cute. Fuck, I want one. Sometimes we just have to take a little longer to process and things like that, though. I'm learning the consistency is important. So I hope everyone is doing well out there. Today in the astrology, I hope that you guys are a part of High Vibe. And no, I don't get anything but love in my heart for talking about High Vibe because, one, I don't want anything because I get everything I need because there's amazing, beautiful healers and teachers and astrologers. The wonderful astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King. Sounds like I'm announcing him for, and here he is, raw! No. Yeah, so he's an amazing astrologer who can see so much more than the average Joe or Jane like you and I. And so, well, you may be awesome and I'm awesome too, but you know, we each have our little place. And just has a brilliant way of seeing more, I believe, and resonates very well with me. And so I encourage you to check out High Vibe TV, and actually with my beginner's astrology course, where you do learn to read your own natal chart by the end of it, I am giving a free gift, which is a gift card or certificate, however they do it, for High Vibe TV. So I think that's awesome. But so, things that I can't see, and a lot of us in the astrology community, I feel that David Palmer can definitely see, and there's other amazing astrologers out there. It's just the one that's been my greatest teacher in love and all the things. And so, he was speaking about today being a midpoint of the nodes, and it really being a time of not going backwards. And we're at a point in our destiny where we have this choice of going backwards. And so I had to take some time today for myself and be like, wait, what are you doing? You just learned all this stuff just to open a door to what you were doing before that's not of your value? No. And of course it had to do with this like idea and suppression of money and, you know, all the things we go through in this human experience. And where we're lacking the commitment to follow the astrology, if we even know it, and also the confidence that we can create love, and the abundance comes when God says it does in many forms, and I've been shown this. But still, as we're uncovering the conditioning, the shadows, and whatever the fuck else we want to call it, right? It helps so much to have a really good astrologer that can see it the way he does. And yeah, so don't go backwards today, and take the risk. And if you already know your path, like me, like astrology, and you know, what are you waiting for? Like, it's okay. And I know we're all figuring things out and going with our own unique designs and places in our tribes and soul family, and trying to get to what we know, right? Bridging it. David actually did or the Leo King, as he is known, right? Did a shattered reality, which is like what we've all experienced from this past year with Coronaville, or what has brought the world to this great change that was already predestined, right? And so yeah, you can get that on High Vibe too. So if you want to get my school, it's really cool. You learn, of course, all the zodiacs, all the houses, the decans, the aspects, the ruling planets, the we go through all the things. And like I said, you learn to read your own chart, which is super important for everything, for relationships, for business, for this, that, and the other. And then it's a tool that you can use in your tool bag. And you get that free gift, which is like a gift card or certificate to High Vibe, where you can get that Shattered Reality as well video, and start going from that basic understanding of astrology into the more some goose or something, into the more you know, just raising your vibe, and going into, they have all kind of spiritual shows there. It's a really great spiritual community, and so that's what's neat. And I think like giving a gift card or certificate is like leaving it open for you to enjoy whatever you want. It's a vast community where there's like Tamara Jean, who does Reiki and crystals, and Erica Othen, who does like sound healing, and she does they do goddess talks with her story, which I think is really amazing. And Anne, I forget how to say her last name, something with a W. She's like a historian, so it's a really cool team. And then Craig, he does Full Disclosure with David. I think it's just like a really cool, I love it. I think it's a cool team. I wish I spent more time like watching the videos, but you know, we don't want to get stuck in YouTubeville all day. But yeah, so if you're looking for a spiritual community, I would definitely recommend them. And so today we do have Mercury trining Saturn and Pluto, and so this is, Pluto is still in Capricorn, right? We're still redoing our structures. So this, of course, is a collective reading, and it depends on where this is in your chart, how it is affecting you individually. I do offer natal chart readings. They're 123 or something like that, I believe. And but my school is 200, so you might as well get the school, because then you learn how to read your own chart. But whatever it is that you'd like, I'd love to assist you. And then I have current transit readings as well. You can find my readings at Divinely Genuine Facebook page. So Mercury trine Saturn is positive communication and processing. And it's in Aquarius, so we're finding new ways, and it's very like problem solving out of, you know, lower frequencies, really, because Aquarius rules like higher dimensions and higher level of thinking, and being genius and independent and caring for humanity, and really bringing that that really bright blue unexpected vibe, and being open. Like being open, air signs, like they need to be able to have freedom, and we all are really you know, finding new ways of doing things, with being at home, doing Zoom a lot, and being with the kids at home, and all of this type of energy, right? So it's being able to be flexible, though Mercury is in Aquarius, which is fixed air, and problem solving, this and that. It does like need its space to be able to be the air that circulates that knowledge and figures it out. Like it needs its own space, it needs its own way to flow. People with Aquarius energy, they like the randomness. They'll sneak out the back door type thing, like the black sheep, the rebel, where they're like, you know, I'm kind of detached. They detach. I'll just sneak out the back or whatever. I don't have to, or the front, whatever, you know. Like, I don't need to do a formal, like, whatever. They just kind of do what they want, because they're like in their heads a lot and wise and that kind of thing. But they bring about this really unexpected, like, blue, bright blue vibe, and Uranus ruling that energy, it levels it up. So we're processing and communicating, rising up and raising our frequencies and our thought process, and really like in this, as David Palmer calls it, the fragmented reality, we're really learning like, okay, how are we putting these pieces back together? Where am I allowing fear, this illusion of fear, which is, something Pluto and Scorpio bring to our consciousness. So with Mercury trining Pluto, it's like looking at it like, okay, where am I mentally, because Mercury is our communication and our processing. So where am I speaking fear into my life, and where am I speaking it into, because we're all also speaking it into the collective, right? And where am I thinking this into my experience as well? We all know the laws of the universe, we all know it, but we're trying to each do this individually and raise our frequency, and really it's happening really fast with all of this air and all of these things. So Mercury trining Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn is very soft and receiving, but it's also very structured, right? But it's also very, how do I want to say it? Like in tarot, it's the death card, or I'm sorry, it's the devil card. And so it can be very restrictive, right? Because it is building the structure, it can be restrictive. And in restrictiveness, that air doesn't get to flow like it wants to, right? So having Mercury trine Pluto is positive for today, Friday, the, what are we on, the 5th, I believe, or something? Because we're just more, it's like a green light of like, okay, our communication, our processing, our understanding for what we're trying to figure out, Aquarius, in new ways for where we're heading as far as what we're building in our structures of Capricorn. It's an easy flow with that energy. And now it's trining Saturn in Aquarius as well, which rules Capricorn, okay? So really it's just kind of, we're not bombarded today, I don't believe, with the fears and things like that, but instead it's a beautiful energy of like, okay, I feel this fun air energy, especially with Mars and Gemini, and I know what I have to do, I know what I want to build, I've already seen enough, I don't need to tap into the illusions of fear or restrictiveness, yet tap into the positive air of innovation, of being innovative and problem solving, and that brighter energy that Aquarius brings. It's just like a green light of like communicating what you want for your structures, just saying it to the universe and to yourself, reminding yourself that this is what you want, this is not what you want, right? If you find yourself going backwards, opening doors because you feel like money or family or pressure from other people's beliefs. And if you're into astrology and they're not even following astrology, don't don't do that. And so we do have the sun squaring the moon today. Let me get my eyes break here. I know my very Aquarian glasses. My Aquarian moon likes to come out. She likes to come out. We have the sun in Pisces, beautiful, soft Pisces, compassionate, empathetic, relates to music and the media, and very soft, spirituality, escapism, dreams, dreamland, art, music, poetry. So our heart space of the sun there, squaring the moon, who is in Sag right now, where the South Node is. And so expressing our heart in our spiritual way, and the emotions are kind of restricted. We may keep continuing this search, like wanting to go somewhere else. I find myself doing that as we're understanding like we have to disconnect from energy and reconnect to energy, and we're manifesting this, manifesting that. We want it to look a certain way, and all these things, and someone with a lot of air who likes to go to new places, I do feel like I spend a lot of time, like, not searching, but we just got to make sure we're doing the inner slides and glides. I just like to say inner work. And spending that time locally with the North Node in Gemini, and not like, okay, I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes, ooh, I felt love, I'm going. I'm gonna try here and try there and try there and push, 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 push. And yes, we need to take action. But it is this inward part of like, well, connect to your heart and the love energy and see what comes up deep in your soul and what's being asked of you, especially Libra ascendants, because our charts are flipped out, and so the houses are different. And so we want to just be in tune with the body, the heart, the body, the mind, and the soul on a spiritual level as well as the physical level. Because what happens when we don't return to the physical element, it doesn't mean that you need to go find your money or your relationships in the same patterns. No. We take what we've learned in the spiritual awakening process of consciousness that we're all on. We open up to things that feel uncomfortable, because that's how we all go towards our North Node. Taking the risk, going towards what's uncomfortable. It's going to be in the way, with it being in Gemini, of communicating of our local environments in foreign ways, right? In new ways. And then, in the reality, like looking at understanding that we can manifest, and that doors do open, and that you do not have to take the doors that open, and look at yourself of, well, why was I willing to take this door but not that door, when that door is more amazing, And I do want to warn, with South Node in Sag, there can be many doors that seemingly open, especially right now. There's a lot of opportunities, and we can be very narrow with how we're going to, with how we perceive we're going to get to where our soul knows that we belong, or knows that it's part of its destiny. And we can't do that. We have to stay open with love, with God doing that, right? The fate of things, yet at the same time not fall into these traps of, like, because the North Node, I spoke about this yesterday, the North Node can rule fame and things like that. So I think it's important to tap into what your soul knows, and that takes time going within and really getting quiet, and utilizing plant medicines. Chris Bradley, Modern Gentleman, I think, on Instagram, has Ultra Life Sports, and he's such a good, like, beautiful person. And utilizing these plant medicines, the way he treats them is so very sacred. Like, he'll play 432 hertz, and he'll have like crystals charging by them. And his product, Ultra Life Sports, I believe they're like in 7-Elevens and things like this, and so I would check them out. But utilizing these things to clear what may be blocking, like, us remembering what our soul came here to do. And astrology will help you know, but there's like a soul knowing that we can start to complicate and disconnect from if it comes in different ways than we thought, right? And especially having the South Node, like the North Node in Gemini, is very distracting, plus all of this Aquarian energy as well, because it's air, and it's just so much, right? And there's a lot of gifts everywhere in different ways, when we allow it. And so I think it's important just to remind ourselves that with the South Node in Sag, there can be many like doors open. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's okay to balance it a little bit, right? But the South Node will eventually lead to non-progress, stagnant energy, and death. And it's been the main teacher for my life in astrology. It proved, for my experience, more than any other thing, as far as like health and wellness and awareness and all of these things we have available. It's the astrology, and with the North Node, South Node, that is the true medicine. Hello. Oh, kiddo. But so within Sagittarius, it's like a million options, like continuously searching for here and here and here and here and here. And especially in a society where we're taught to, like we hear go within, we hear like do yoga, do meditation, all these things, we hear it. But like once you really connect to that soul energy, like it's amazing. And then, of course, we want to bring it back to reality of like, okay, well, I know what I've discovered. I know where I'm going. And then we don't want to get lost in all the many variations. We want to then like be logical and understand how we're going to get there with everything we've learned, you know? Not continuous on the search that never ends, right? And so Mars trining Jupiter, Mars in Gemini, which is where the North Node is. We want to, Jupiter's in Aquarius, and so that's just a beautiful positive energy. Jupiter brings blessings of us taking action towards doing something different for our destiny, you know. And I do offer a North Node, South Node reading on its own for you guys. If you don't know, like, I know destiny sounds like so intense, because it is, right? But like the truth is, our souls matter, our heart matters, why we signed up to be here matters. And it does get a little confusing when you see the trends and you see the this, and then when we have a South Node in Sag where it's going over, because the South Node is really where we're all kind of go back to naturally because it's comfortable. And so it just depends on where you are in your path, and if you're really connected to like what your ego wants, or like what you find deep in your soul that is divine and that is more beautiful than anything you could create, you know. And then really understanding that we're all here right now to communicate, Gemini, in our local environments in a logical way. So we don't want to stay lost in the never land of meditation and continuous searching, but bringing it back to our local environments. If you're in the wrong energy or frequencies, you have to cut those off. And the way I've learned from one of my greatest teachers, the Leo King, is shut the door. You have to close one door before a new one opens. And so there's that, you know. But we want to remain logical. We don't want to get caught up in all of the Neptunian, Pisces stuff of delusion as well, okay? And anyway, so with Mars trine Jupiter, when we take action with Mars in Gemini, when we take action towards our destiny, towards that twin-like energy that our soul knows we're going. Because in this, I do want to add, in this environment, in this reality of everyone being a reflection of us, I don't want us to get confused in the Sagittarius South Node of like, oh, this is what's in my reality right now, this is my twin. Like, honor like the human in front of you and love them and appreciate the gifts that they've brought and what you can bring to them. But no, these like twin-like energies that are soul connected that we hear about, there's no like mistaking it. There's no like, you know, like there's no thinking about it, right? There really is not. It's such a soul knowing before everything else in us even catches up. Okay, so be careful with that. Like, don't assume, and please, people, get out of the Mars energy, speaking of Mars, and let's get up through the chakras, right? Let's get up through the awakening of, like, more than just, oh, man, woman, you know, like, so past the sexual energy. Like, if your ex needs to contact you to stay with you for like a couple weeks, don't make it about, you know, your attraction to them. If you have someone renting a room for you, you know, don't make it about, like, respect the people for who they are. And at the same, and then check yourself, and, you know, that Mars energy can really get in the way of things. It's beautiful for passion. It'll create some wonderful things. But if we're stuck in this, and mind you, I'm like in Suburbiaville, Texas, you know. God, I gotta plan life better. I just like tend to take the fuck off. So, and I didn't mean to judge, but there's a lot of freaking, like, where they're just operating on, like, the basic level of understanding with Martian energy, you know? Like, I asked, example, I was hanging out with a friend yesterday, and it's not to call her out in a negative way or anything like that, but just to bring the awareness of the comment. I go to a gas station and get, like, some water or something, and, you know, as much as I'm not racist at all, but he was an Indian guy, and I've seen that I make a habit of, like, I talk to everyone, but I see a lot of Indian people at gas stations, you know, and I ask them a lot lately if they meditate, because it just pleases my heart so much, because a lot of times they say yes, and he did say yes, and it made me so happy in that moment for whatever reason. It just, like, melted my heart. And in that, like, love space, what I said to him was, I don't know what I said at first, but it was like, it might have been like, oh, you melted my heart, but then I said something about him having rosy cheeks because he was all smiley, because he could feel my love back. It's not like my love of, like, a kind word even. It's that love of our true hearts, the heart space, the center, like the soul, you know, you can feel it. And so then me and my friend walk out, and she says, you know, like, made a comment about, oh, girl, you better watch out, you're gonna have I don't know, a boyfriend or something to do it, or something. I forget how she worded it, like a new man or something, and it was just like, like, what? Because it was a beautiful, spiritual, connected moment from the heart, from two individuals about meditation, and it automatically went to that Mars, like, basic understanding, and it's nothing of her fault, you know? Dude, that Mars can be fucking another freaking crazy thing. And anyway, speaking of Mars, though, Mars is in Gemini. Thankfully, it's been in Taurus. It is a lot faster moving towards our destiny, which is great. Risks are hard to take, but when we understand and learn and observe the synchronicities and the softer presence of the energy field around us, that we can create love where we're at, to move into where we know we want to go, and just believe in ourselves and really learn your own astrology. Go by your astrology. It's such divine guidance, and if you don't want to learn that, you know, I mean, you're here, so you must be interested, but, you know, just do whatever works for you to live out what you came here to do. And I do believe that plant medicines and health have a lot to do with being able to uncover and heal the blockages But even more than that is like this heart sacred unions of relationships. I'm going to start doing more talks on relationships, and I do offer a compatibility reading. You can find these readings at Divinely Genuine Facebook page. And it's just basic, like, you know, message me, email me, practicalpriestess44@gmail, or Divinely Genuine 3223 at Proton Mail. And, you know, I use Venmo and PayPal and Cash App. It's really, like, easy, nothing complicated. But relationships are huge. And with that asteroid Lucifer by the Virgo energy, where everyone's getting onto this health consciousness, which is so beautiful, right? Because we have been lied to. The food has shit in it, but guaranteed. Like my great grandmother, 94 years old, like, it's when she passed away, 94. What did she eat? Fucking fried chicken, homemade vanilla bluebell ice cream, roast every Sunday with sweet tea and rolls, and it was so wonderful. She wasn't on a vegan diet, and I'm not knocking it. I feel better when I eat like fruits and veggies, like I love them. And I love to detox with green drinks and all of that. And hello, cool glasses. Cool glasses. You're welcome. Oh God, pray for my Matthew, man. Yeah, and so brings the point of it's a beautiful movement, right? And it does do some things, but it's not as potent as the medicine of astrology and these sacred unions that are happening, and uncovering the truth, being connected to your truth, where we can create love from our soul and have these inner experiences where we find, you know, the diamond and the color and the chakra system, you know. It's very beautiful indeed. So Mars and Jupiter, I feel like Jupiter is going to bring Mars trine Jupiter today. If we take the risk, do something different, go towards the North Node, be open, taking off these past 2 years, surrendering totally all financial shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. My mind, my soul, my everything needs me to just go on a spiritual fucking search, and I can't. I would try to like work little jobs, and I literally couldn't. And we're, you know, sometimes it happens. Coming back is super important though, you know. We can't stay there, you know. We have to come back, and come back by valuing what you learn, by valuing who you are, by valuing what you like to do, not overthinking it and getting carried away and lost in the astrology, right? But by valuing who you are and what you've learned, and that you are supported. We are so supported, and it's in the gentle, softer, okay, I had 3 random connections come up on my phone that seemed to be on my path. Okay, cool, so what do we do with those? Where's your Chiron at in your chart, you know? Is it something that you need to work on with Taurus energy, like, you know, putting more time into it? Or are you searching? Are you searching again for the next thing because it didn't come full blown, you know? And just kind of working with what shows up, right? In accordance to your path, in accordance to that path. It's like that song, signs, signs, everywhere signs. And not being afraid to commit to yourself with a plan, and to be yourself, you know. One of the worst things, worst fucking epidemics that every human being on this motherfucking planet has. There's some fucking I'm like looking at astrology, like, what's that coming from? It's just annoying as fuck. Like we can all offer our gifts, right? Like, I'm offering you astrology, but I'm not telling you how to live. Fuck. God, it's fucking annoying. It is so fucking annoying. And it's not that I'm someone that doesn't want to listen and take, like, help where I'm lacking and you have strength, because I believe in that so much with tribes, right? This is why it's important to be in with your tribe and not planning and flying to fucking, like, oh god, I don't know, fuck. But everyone is like, no matter where you go, no matter where you fly to, no matter where you're at on the planet, you run into energy when they're, you know, who, they don't know a thing about astrology, which is fine, not everyone does, but it's just an epidemic everywhere, is like people telling each other how to fucking live. And it's okay to offer advice, but when you hear someone saying, well, you need to do this, you should do this, like, ding, 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 like, yo. And I know it's just like how people communicate. But if we can't get past the basic motherfucking understanding of, and this is why I love astrology so fucking much, because it's like everything in one. It is everything in one. Like, you can understand basic shit. It's also basic with the signs. It's also basic. Please get my school. Let me help. I'm not telling you what to do, but it would help. I mean, if you're finding restriction in your relationships, you know, if you're finding restriction, I don't know, but like when people sit there and tell people, you know, like, when we expect people to get things the way that they got them, it's just weird. It's just fucking weird to me. And and maybe that's a little extreme, but then at the same time it's fucking not, because people are different, you know? And why are you assuming? This is here's where it's like common sense. Okay, so I could just go on about this shit. Like, why assume someone who has a totally different making, right? Totally different making. And it's okay to, like, offer, like, maybe it's just the communication part, right? Maybe we all just need to communicate better, especially with the North Node Gemini, for sure. For sure. We're all learning to communicate better. Stop. Here, I'm gonna tell you what to do for a minute, if you're open. You don't have to listen though. There's where I love the freedom. and I think everyone does practice that, but if we're sitting here and we're saying, well, you have to do this, well, that takes time, and like, I need to just, it's just like, man, you don't even know fucking astrology 1. You don't even know the shit I've been able to see spiritually too. And on a basic level, why are you trying to get me to be in the same pattern that worked for you? You know, like, it's just fucking annoying. Well, you have to do this. Well, you have to do that. The only way to get money is this. Oh, relationships take time to build. Like, fuck. And it'll come in these ways that we don't expect it. You know, like, you may expect it from, like, and this is where we can judge from age and, like, things like that. And it's just like, and it makes sense. It's just passed down consciousness. But, and at the same time, it's people trying to help one another, right? But it's just like, can we just stop that epidemic? Can we stop that epidemic and know ourselves? Because never in my fucking life, well, maybe not never in my life, but like, I try to never, ever, like, naturally, there we go, natural energy, right? There are natural energies in astrology where someone's more likely to give freedom because they love freedom, and then other ones are more restrictive and structure, and they're like, wow, I got it this way and you have to do it this way, and that's the only way. Taking, you know, businesses take time to build, and the only the voice, and the only way to make money is this way, and da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, dude. And it's a lack of, on one hand, it's also a lack of understanding, like, the universe. Understanding the, I was just thinking about the conversation. understanding the universe in ways of presence, right? Presence and synchronicities, and being able to observe them. And we all make mistakes and rush into it and go back into the old ways. The old ways being like fucking like last 5 minutes or something. And we're all learning. But like primarily, why are we telling each other how to fucking live? Like, let's offer help, but stop using words like, well, you should do this, right? Or you can only do this. And because like keep your limited beliefs to yourself, you know. And it's, you know, it's just communication. Okay, that's enough of that rant. It does bother me further in the day though, and it's a lack of understanding energy. And that's where I love astrology, is the energetic parts, you know. I do have Mars and Leo, where they get prideful. And so much air that needs freedom. So then, let's moving on. Not only do we have Mars trine Jupiter today, which Jupiter brings blessings, so take the action towards your motherfucking twin and sacred union in all the ways that you know, because that's precious. So precious. I'm a lucky motherfucker. Jupiter rules luck. I hope you guys know that you're lucky and blessed too. And so let's get you on this path, because everyone deserves to understand their own natal chart, their own astrology, and to live it out, which we're all learning to do, myself included. I kept giving it away, and not really working with it. And yeah. And get you connected to these really beautiful relationships, and opening up to the future and not going back to these past cycles. And it's very easy for me to talk about it, but what's beautiful is the universe, you do need to take a risk with things, right? Every great artist does, every great everything. And the risk with Jupiter is the belief system. So it's not falling into the south node of the belief system of, oh, I'm still searching and my whole life I'm going to be a wanderer. No. You should know exactly. And if you don't, let astrology help you with that. Signs, signs, everywhere, signs. Do, 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 do. Okay, so we want to pay attention to the signs. So yeah, not only Mars trining the North Node, and not only is Mars trining Jupiter, the North Node is trining Jupiter, so that's beautiful. To take action towards logical ways that are getting you towards evolving on your destiny. Where is Gemini in your chart? Where is it in your progress chart, if you want to go even further? You know? What is showing in your reality that you know isn't the twin energy? What are you doing to change it? What in your local environment is showing? And where are you doing this continual searching? Because it affects all of us all the time. Just questions to ask ourselves. But, so there's gifts, right? There's beautiful gifts that Jupiter will offer us with going towards and communicating about our experience. Communicating locally with what we want to happen, right? And being open. And I will say that as a woman who as a pretty lady It is uncomfortable. I find myself in uncomfortable energy sometimes. With even opening up, I've seen myself do. Oh shit. My battery's low. Right at 44. My battery's not low, the tablet's battery is low. But opening up to relationships, as much as I'm very comfortable around the right vibe, you know. But I'm uncomfortable around people, I guess, where their heart centers aren't all the way open, and even opening up to I think that's where energy matters and all of that. But I admire, like say Erica Open, for example. She does her story at High Vibe and all kind of things. Like, she's very much able to embody that, like, knowing herself as, like, with that Empress energy, and, like, you know, not feeling like she wants to hold that back because of Martian energy from men, you know? And I'm still, like, working through that, like, to where it makes me want to, like, close off. But then again, with the energy, I have a Virgo sun, and they can be kind of modest, I believe. But honestly, I think it comes from, like, conditioning and all of that. And this is where I just am so grateful to understand so much more and more frequency, and where I know I want to be, and where I'm going, and then just me and myself of what we're causing by thinking these thoughts, because the mind's powerful. It can be a lot right now. Our the progress on in the air of our beings, the consciousness is raising so much. We got 10% on this. So yeah, I'm sorry this is getting to you guys later. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. And I do want to say, so this is a day where we're done searching, okay? Stop searching. Stop being the guru. Unless you're Libra ascendant, then you're being asked to do that even more with the houses flipped. But bring it back, Libras. Bring it back. Bring it back. Okay? If we can't stay in Spiritualville and get things done. Guys want some tarot? Did y'all want some tarot? I think they're gonna do some tarot cards. Let me just see. Okay, I saw you looking over.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool.
Awesome. Have a good day. I like little, like, 12-year-old girls.
Actually, yeah.
You do? Awesome. I'll pull a card for you. And so we got the 9 of Cups.
I bought.
Blessings. See you guys.